that's the biggest thing is insulating you from yourself.
Yeah.
Right. In entrepreneurship, the doubts and the questions that you have, you're overcoming you.
Real business owner.
Whatever your situation is currently is not your forever situation.
That's really what real business owners is, man. Like, we don't care where you come from. Where are you going?
Our goal and our job is to reduce the mistakes that you have to make or the money that you have to lose.
You want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be successful, don't give up.
You learn, adjust, and continue to move forward. Welcome back to the Real Business Owners Podcast with myself, Trevor and Kale. As always, Kilo G.
What's up? What's up?
Guys, today, well, first off, there's a shout out that you have to do. I saw that text.
What? Wait, what? Fill me
From
in.
yesterday.
Which one? I text a million times a day.
We were in a group chat with Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy. Oh, yeah.
Jimmy, dude. Come on, bro.
Tags, bro. Yeah. You responded to it too, didn't you? Or were you just like...
No,
okay.
I meant to, but I was literally... I had family pictures yesterday, dude. You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the best day
My wife's been wanting me to do those too. Coming
where
up.
There's like 13 outfits on the couch and none of them look good and frustration. So I didn't end up texting
The worst
back.
part is trying to get your kids to cooperate, and they seem to always be tired, taking a nap, or hungry. And it's like,
they stayed up too late the night before.
just smile for one more, and I swear we'll get
why
you.
Why don't they do morning pictures? Why are we doing
dude,
like
that's a good
sunset
idea.
pictures at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night when
sunrise.
everybody's hangry and upset? Yeah. Like
That's so true, actually.
that needs to be a new thing.
Photographers,
Sunrise,
tip of the century.
Sunrise pics.
Morning hours.
Well, I mean, you wake kids up at 6 a.m., then they're going to be the exact same way. So midday pics probably be better. So. But yeah, shout out to Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, testimonial.
Yeah.
Dude, he did an amazing job. So grateful for the connections that brought us together. We'd never thrown like a public event. We've just done our private meetups, you know? And so having someone there paying attention the whole time, making sure there's a game plan in place, making sure that, you as the owner or the face of an event can do all the other behind the scene things with your team and the other speakers, things like that. It was huge. And so he did a phenomenal job. He's a professional at everything he does, and you can tell by how he showed up. So, and he's, I'm sure, become a friend that we'll use at our other events or we'll connect with in other fashions. But yeah, Coach Jimmy, total stud.
The Coach Jimmy on Instagram.
That's right.
Go check him out. If you throw events or you're planning on throwing events, one, he's a good follow just in general. And secondly, if you're going to need an MC to, one, help you. I mean, he helped us kind of coordinate, where the panels were, where the speakers were, because he's done so many events as well. So it was almost kind of like an event coordinator / MC.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying
/ coach, because he did kind of help coach us through some of it.
So
he did great.
Shout out to you, Jimmy. We appreciate that. Okay. Shout out of the way.
Yeah.
Today's podcast really is about the lonely road of entrepreneurship, right? Like everybody, I think I've heard Alex Hormozy talk about him sleeping on the gym floor when he was first starting out, and everybody was like, man, good for you, good for you. And then as he started delegating and having employees come in, and he started coming in and out at different times, people were like, oh, the big dog's here. And they started treating him just a little bit differently. And he said at one point they were cheering him when he was the underdog. And then when he started to make progress, everybody started kind of like poking at him a little bit like it was a bad thing. When he actually started doing the thing that they were cheering him to do, they were trying to kind of throw those sly remarks, the belittling things without fully belittling, right?
Yeah. Or sometimes they do, like, oh, you think you're better than everybody now, you know, things like that. The funny thing is, I don't know about every entrepreneur, but like, I never feel like that. In fact, when I get like some sort of comment, like, actually I had one the other day from a family member, it's like, like, oh yeah, you just have so much more than everybody. You're so much better than everybody. I'm like, dude, I don't feel like that at all. You like,
probably feel like more behind than they do, which creates the sense of urgency, which ultimately got you the result that you have in life that they're talking about and saying, you have this, you have that, right? Like,
or even when you get a compliment, like jumping on a couple podcasts last month, like, dude, I look up to you. I've been wanting to have you on my show. I'm just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
you almost feel like
you.
a fraud because you're just like, I feel like I have so much growth still.
Yeah.
I still have so much to learn. I feel like I'm still, because in business, you never get to the point where you think you just have it all figured out. Yeah. And I think early on, in the early stages, you're like, I can't wait till I'm like 10 years in and everything's systemized and everything's perfect and it's just printing out money.
Yeah.
And you think that fairy tale land exists out there in entrepreneur world, and it really doesn't exist. You're always getting punched in the mouth. Yeah. So when somebody says, oh, I look up to you, and you're like, dude, we just had this problem yesterday. We're still putting out fires. Like, I'm not the guy to look up to or whatever.
Spot on.
It just feels weird.
It does.
When you get those compliments, because you know the problems that you're still currently dealing with, that they know. All they do is see the success.
Yeah.
You know, and they're judging you based upon the results that you have, not the problems that you're dealing with.
Dude,
right?
Entrepreneurship is, it's tough, man, because, you know, there's a big difference between a small business owner that has that mindset of like, you know, oh, if I could just get here, that's all I need, right? Yeah. And sometimes they do that and they stay solo operators, whatever. I'm not even knocking that, but there is a difference as an entrepreneur that at every freaking level, shit's breaking. You have to come up with new solutions. You have to evolve. And even when you do have a lot to offer, you're still looking for a next level. You're still looking for another room. You're still looking to connect with people that are at a different level. And so, and learn from them, you know? So it's like this weird, lonely road of like, well, I do have a lot to offer. I do have some wisdom, but I'll still have so much to gain that people don't understand. And so you never feel like you've arrived when you're an entrepreneur.
Well, I mean, the thing about entrepreneurship, it's going to force you into self-improvement so that you can see improvement into your business. And so when you get to a point where you're focused on your business, you're focused on your family, you're focused on improving yourself, it doesn't leave you a whole lot of room just to go hang out at the bars and go do some of the smoke weed with the old friends or whatever it is. And it's all of those people that, you know, will make you doubt yourself, make you question yourself when you're going on this path of trying to really, what it comes down to is just be a better human being for your family and create more security, more freedom. And I think a lot of people that go into entrepreneurship because of past pains. They've experienced financial hardships when they were young. They watched their parents or this, that, the other, and they're like, I'm willing to sacrifice so that my family doesn't have to go through some of those same aches and pains that I watched our family go through, right? Yeah. And when you really decide to do something like that, it's not going to leave a whole lot of room for the old activities and the old things that you used to do, because those were unproductive activities. Those were just, hey, let's go fuck off and have a good time. And it's Friday. Or, well, we started on Thursday. You know what I mean? You don't even wait till Friday, right? You go blow it out on Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday, and black out for 3 or 4 days. And then you go back to work and do the exact same thing. And so, yes, there is, if this is ringing true to you, right, where you feel like you're starting to go down this path of separation from maybe the old environments or the old people that you used to hang out with and the success that you're now committed to, you're gonna feel alone. You're gonna question yourself because of external situations that other people are placing upon you, right? Or external judgment that you're receiving from the outside. Your job is to find the environments to put yourself in where you do feel supported, right? Where people want to celebrate the wins that you're currently experiencing, because they're far and few between. It feels like you're getting beat up, and then every so often you have a win, and you look around, there's really nobody to celebrate it with, right? Because,
I mean, bro, you have to find like-minded people for that type of support, wisdom, knowledge, giving back, like all of that, because every move is fucking scary, dude.
Yeah.
It's scary bringing on your first employee. It's scary bringing on your third. It's scary bringing on your 30th, dude.
Your first manager, your first, whatever.
Recruiting
right?
somebody, dude. You know how scary it is every time we've recruited somebody that's like, they've got a great gig. They're making 6 figures plus. And you're like, dude, are they going to make that here? Is it going to be right fit for them? Are we going to let them down? Like, you know what I mean? So like,
and you're selling them.
Yeah, you're selling them.
And then you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Is this dream that I'm selling going to come true?
Yeah.
Like I fully believe it and want it to, but then there's still the little bit of doubt in the back of your mind because there's other people's families and incomes on the line, right?
And then there's your family,
Yeah.
and you're like, I need this person to grow, and those are the type of skill sets I'm looking for, and these are, so it's still like, even when you do have a lot of belief in what you're doing and you have a lot of faith in what you're doing, it's still scary. It might not work out for that person.
Yeah.
It's still scary if you get stagnant and you don't grow for your family, you don't grow, your, whether it's your company or you personally or whatever it is. It's like, man, it's a lot that you take on as an entrepreneur. And
well, you're taking on more responsibility in terms of payroll too.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
So you're like scared and nervous, like, okay, well, I might have to be taking a step backwards in my own income so that I can make progress with this business and bring on this person that makes 80 grand or 100 grand or whatever it is, because I know I can't be everything to the size of business that we currently are at. Right.
Spot on.
And it gets to a point where you can do everything up front in the beginning stages, maybe year 1, 2, 3. It's going to get to a point where you're going to need help. And those are the scary moments that you're going to have to jump into. And if you really don't have anybody to lean on and being like, hey, should I sign this lease?
Yeah.
You've probably had conversations with people in the mastermind members or inner circle or whatever. Steve Gibson is one of our mastermind members. And he's like, dude, there's this lease available. I need the space, but it's like a big commitment for me. I'm like, just please tell me I'm being a bitch is what he said. And I was like, bro, you're being a bitch. Like go sign that lease.
Or even if it's too much space.
Yeah.
Well, I don't quite need this much yet.
Yeah.
Well, you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we dealt with that in the space that we're currently in, where our butthole puckered a little bit. And it was just like, are we stretching ourselves too much? It's the imposter syndrome. Like we're now stepping into a league that we don't belong in because it's such a big office
commitment,
big
space. And here we are. We've not had an office ourselves as owners for years, and now we're like, holy crap, we're going to outgrow this thing pretty soon. Like we'd have to give up the podcast space if we want to have more space for people. So we'll probably be looking for new leases soon. So
well, guys, I mean, we wanted to let you know that we understand some of the thoughts, the emotions, and the feelings that you go through as an entrepreneur. How lonely it can be, the doubts that you experience at every single level. We understand that you never feel like that you make it. You always have room to grow. These are all natural tendencies of being a business owner and always feeling like that you're one step behind. That's what's creating the sense of urgency for you to show up again and again and again and continue to push your business down the right direction. But at the end of the day, do you have the support system that you need in order to defeat the former self that's questioning you, right? You questioning you. That's the biggest thing, is insulating you from yourself, right? In entrepreneurship, the doubts and the questions that you have, you're overcoming you, really, when you make those commitments and you sign those leases and you agree to have those employees or agree to leave the old environments and the old friendships in order to venture out on this new opportunity of becoming an entrepreneur and creating a situation where you hopefully one day can create freedom and financial security for your family and your loved ones. That's never guaranteed, though. Right. But what is something that an individual can do to increase the probability of success through this venture of entrepreneurship, right?
At each level with less turmoil than you have to go through, because that's really what it comes down to is being around the people that actually understand your passion. Right. Because when I look at our mastermind members, I look at us as operators and business owners, I look at, even the local,
community of
entrepreneurs that we connect with. It's like, we're all passionate about doing something great with our businesses for multiple reasons, like our families and our future and all these things. And it's like, people don't really understand it. If you were a trapeze artist for a circus, dude, like people don't understand you. But when you get around these other people doing it, they understand your passion for it. And it really is a beautiful thing how much that can help you by being around the people that are out there in the world. Because it seems like a big space, but it's not. It's a small space. There's not a lot of very passionate business owners that are trying to grow their personal brands around their business and trying to, really build something they believe in. not just benefit their lives, but many other lives. And your family and your friends are not going to understand it, dude. You're not going to get the support that you need.
You got to join the fucking circus if you're going to be in the clown.
I don't know why that came into my head, but I'm like thinking of something that would be so small. And it's like, dude, you know what? Like, those people that do the Circus Soleil shows and shit, like, there's not a lot of them, bro, but people don't understand them. They're weirdos, but not when they're around the other people that are passionate about.
They're just another person in that environment, and they don't have to explain themselves. But if you tell somebody you want to do flips and spins, 50 feet in the air, my guess is you're probably not going to get a whole lot of support from the old homies, right?
That's true.
I mean, let's be real. Circus people hang out with circus people. Athletes hang out with that. Like, clowns hang out with clowns. Addicts hang out with addicts. Business owners should be kicking it with other business owners, right? Because they understand, they get it, and there's just certain things that don't need to be said. They're unsaid truths that they both know each other's going through and have gone through. Mm-hmm. And so it feels like that you're at home when you join masterminds or you're a part of different groups, because that's what we did, 5 years ago. We've talked about this. I mean, literally the podcast was birthed from it. We've talked about it over and over and over on the podcast. But guys, we're excited to announce that our inner circle is open for enrollment. Yeah. We haven't done that in a year, right? It's not like this is something that we just, hey, it's come and go whenever you want. Like, this is very exclusive. We open it every so often. It's something that we take a lot of pride and joy in, watching individuals literally defeat their former self over and over and over, in the last year that we've been able to kind of be a part of their journey, be a part of their lives, be on Zoom calls with them a couple times a month, and just watch them also connect with each other. Yeah. Right. There was a in our app, there was a post by Catherine that's in the gratitude channel, where she just said how grateful she was for the group because she met a now great friend that they were stuck on a 4-hour conversation together with her and Jade that they met at the event down in Texas, but they're both part of the inner circle, right? And they're both like-minded, so that they can get on a call and finally feel like that they're at home and people get them and they understand what they're going through, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's super, super cool, guys. If you feel like that you've, again, been alone, you feel like that you're misunderstood, you need to find an environment that you could go into where you feel like that you are understood. It's just another issue or problem that you're dealing with, and utilize an environment to throw that issue or problem out so that you can get answers, you can get solutions, you can get support. Yeah. All of those things that you just don't naturally get when it comes to the old environments that you put yourself in, right?
I think that we've proven it to ourselves these last couple of years of heading up this mastermind that are almost 2 years, that we are attracting an amazing culture of people that aren't looking to be small-minded in their businesses. And it's not even about all business, man. It is about improving yourself. It is about improving your family. It is about improving your business, the people within your business. It's about really being an entrepreneur. And not just this small business minded person. And so, again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you are an entrepreneur mindset person and you are looking for something that feels deep, intimate, and has the resources, this is it. Like, I think we have proven it to ourselves over these last almost 2 years that, like, hey, we're building something special, and it is helping people. And then we stay involved too. We stay involved with other communities, other masterminds, so that we can always continue to bring back resources, knowledge, and things that have helped us. Like, I know for a fact, my marriage, my business, my family, my kids, the environment in our business, the culture, like, everything is so much better. And it would have been way worse if we didn't have those resources that we are now bringing to people in our community, in this real business owners community. So, I mean, whether you're 6 figures looking to go to 7 figures going to 8, like, we have proven it to ourselves that we have really something magical going on here that we're able to offer people that are looking for their next level.
Well, I mean, we have individuals that don't even have a business yet that know that they want to have a business, right?
That's
like
true.
Electricians that are like, hey, I'm in the process of, getting my journeyman, and I know that I want to become an entrepreneur. Is this right for me? Austin is one of them. And he's got a ton of value out of the group already because he's putting himself in a situation where he has a head start, right? If you know that you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to be around entrepreneurs and you want to understand how they think, how they act, some of the problems that you're probably going to have to overcome, and you want that foresight, this could be something for you as well. Now, if it's not something, if entrepreneurship isn't your thing and you never have that as a goal of yours, no, the group isn't for you. But if you're struggling, there was homie Jacob that was, he's mowing lawns, doing landscaping. He's like, dude, I'm working 16-hour days. I can't get off this damn mower and even take my son fishing. I said, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, you can't live in that battle of trying to do it all yourself and make enough money to build the life that you want and still have a lot to give to your marriage and your family.
Yeah.
And so you have now you have to scale.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to scale, man. I've just been servicing my clients and I get more of them. I get more of them because I do a great job and no one's going to care about my work as much as me. And so it's scary. And it's like, no, dude, you need to learn how to scale. We have a family of entrepreneurs here that know how to do that, including us, and let us help you.
Yeah. You're getting insights from different industries as well, which is super cool because a lot of people that stay in the exact same industry, for instance, Catherine, that's, in the beauty industry, she's around people that are in the trades. She's around a whole bunch of different insights, right? Like if you continue to go to beauty conferences over and over and over, you're going to get the insights in that industry, but somebody's got to shake it up. What if you took a piece of this, what this industry over here does and is what their normal is, and you figured out how to add it to your industry, right? And so that's how innovation happens, is not necessarily just hanging out with people in the exact same industry. You're hanging out with a group of entrepreneurs in a bunch of different industries, getting a ton of different insights, say, hey, well, this is how we manage our people, or this is how we were able to scale, or this is how we did this. Yeah. And you could get an insight and just be like, I could take a piece of that and implement that in what I'm currently doing, right?
There's 1,000 different perspectives in different industries, but at the end of the day, some of the same game plans work across the board, and that's what you're going to learn here, whether it's pouring into some employees. It doesn't matter if you are employing, 20 hairdressers or extension girls or, eyelash girls. It's like the same stuff that you say and the same stuff that you do and the same processes you put in place to create awesome culture and attract the right winning people and, and evolve your business and SOPs is going to be the same stuff that someone does in their landscape maintenance business.
It's
right?
basic human needs.
Everybody wants to evolve. Nobody wants to feel like they're ceiling. And so there are systems and processes and things you can put in place, you as a leader, in order to grow a company no matter what industry it's in. And so I actually love, that's probably one of my favorite things about what we've built is the diverse amount of businesses that we attract and how we all come together and we have these perspectives. And then we hear about members trying something that they learned from Brent as a wrap company, but they're a totally different industry. And they're like, dude, it's been working phenomenally for my business. Yeah. And so it's pretty freaking cool because that's where a lot of growth come from for us too. It's getting perspectives of people that own, medical clinics. And we're like, oh, but that shit works for our accounting firm. Yeah. So I think it's pretty cool.
Well, in reality, we're not going to get the push that we need from the old friends or the old environment. So if you're alone, who's pushing you? Yeah. You're going to have to ultimately push yourself, right? And there's going to be many days where those doubts creep in and you're tired and you're exhausted and you're pushing up against the threshold of the current version of you trying to break into something new and to grow and expand who you are and ultimately your business as well. But who's going to push you on those days where you feel like that you're up against that threshold and you want to quit and you want to give up, right? That's what these environments are really about, is the days that I don't want to get up and go run, I can go look in the app under Move Your Body under this channel and I see a bunch of other people doing it. I'm like, fuck. Okay. I guess I'll get up and tie my shoes and fucking do it just so that I don't feel like a bitch today because everybody else was doing it. It's just little things like that, getting the extra push that you need on the days that you don't feel like doing it, because the average business owner will not show up on the days that they just don't feel like doing it in the ways that they know they need to show up. And so show up in the ways that you know you need to show up, even when you don't feel like doing it, by surrounding yourself with individuals that are there to kind of give you that constant push of like, dude, sorry, it fucking sucks. It is what it is. We've all had to deal with it. You're not unique. Struggle's not unique or special to you. It's not, fate doesn't have this ill will towards you. It's just kind of part of the process. It is what it is. And buck up, fucking buttercup. You know what I mean? Like, get out and do what you gotta do. Just the act of investing in yourself, though, is proving to you how serious you really are about what it is that you're doing. Right? Like, if I say I want to be a doctor and I read all these books about becoming a doctor, that's really, but if I don't invest into actually going to school to become a doctor, I'm probably not going to become a doctor. Right. Yeah. And so it's like I would call it the art of investing into yourself is more just the concrete proof to your own mind saying, this is something that I'm committed to. This is something that I'm serious about. And this is something that I'm going to succeed at. Right. Yeah. And if you're not really investing into yourself and you're not kind of doing something that the old version of you wouldn't do, then you're going to stay stuck the old version of you, right? Yeah. So if you're like listening to this and be like, like I know I should, but I'm being a bitch about it or whatever, like you're going to remain the same because there's going to be other opportunities for you to grow your business where it's going to require you to get uncomfortable, just like we're talking about right now, and you're not going to be willing to do it because your brain has the record of the past saying you bitch out every single time that you have an opportunity to grow, or invest into yourself, or invest. There's no difference of investing in yourself or investing into your business. You're the driver of the business. You're the leader of the business. The success of the business hinges upon the amount of growth that you're willing to go through as an individual, right? The individual that was day one Kale on business could not operate the business that is today without having to go through the growth that you've gone through in order to be the man that you are, in order to have the insights and the perspective in order to do what you do today. Yeah,
there's a programming to reprogram, right? And you can love your loved ones without listening to them, because every entrepreneur has the voices of their wife, their spouse, their sister, their mother that's like, well, you're perfect how you are. Don't just be yourself. You're like, well, I don't know who that is, right? You have to get around people that are elevating and doing the same type of things that you're doing out there in the world, man. Like, and we all go through that, like we all go through that of like that limiting talk that you hear. And so, I don't know, man. It's as simple as that.
The imposter syndrome, the self-limiting beliefs, like,
we all have that though. We all have the people around us currently that are just like, they don't understand that you're trying to build something like different, like something important to you and to a lot of other people, and you really want to leave a legacy. And so,
that's great that people love you and accept you as you are.
Yeah.
But if you're not where you want to be, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you surround yourself with people that don't accept you who you are today? They accept you based upon the potential that they know that you have, provided you actually put in the work, because they've already put in the work, and they could see something in you that you don't necessarily see in yourself. Provided you do the work, they know already what your future looks like. You can see a young entrepreneur and just be like, this kid's got a bright future. Based upon some of the things that they're doing and how they're getting uncomfortable and investing into themselves and the environments that like all of those things, you get to see something from your perspective. Them going through the growth process doesn't feel like that they're making progress or that they're doing the right thing. But an outsider that's 10 years ahead of them is like, dude, this guy's a no-brainer for success, or this gal's a no-brainer for success. So like, look at people or look to surround yourself with people that see your potential, not see who you are today, because who you are today is probably not good enough to get you where you're trying to go. And you know that, and that's why you're currently struggling. That's why you have the doubts that you have. So if you're surrounding yourself with the right information and putting yourself in the right environment, nobody's going to come fucking grab you and put you in the right environment and say, hey, you need to be right here, sit right here, and be around these. Like, that's your responsibility, right? We can complain about our situations, our circumstances, our environments, this, that, the other. until you get to an adult, and then you start having a lot more control and say over the situations, the environments, and the circumstances that you put yourself in, right?
And you might already have done some cool things in business, and like now you just feel super freaking lost or stuck, and it's like you don't have that right community around you, and it's like, you know what, you can stick with isolation and apathy and tear it all down, or no, like you said, no one's coming to save you, or you can go find it. You can go find a community of people, like-minded people that are literally going to pour into you, and you're going to have the opportunity to pour into, and you're going to hold each other accountable a different way. And, you know, like probably one of the biggest payoffs, I would say, after literally 19 going on 20 years of business and entrepreneurship is like, and being around literally communities just like ours is like, I literally do not give a fuck at all anymore of like what family. I can still love them, like I said, and not listen to them. Like I don't give a shit if people don't understand what I'm doing and what they say or what they do or what they think of me. And it's like, dude, that's probably one of the biggest payoffs, because once you can remove that, it's like there's a different tap in when you're not like trying to show up and prove a point to somebody or anything like that. It's like,
well, you're freeing your mind to actually focus on something over here rather than focus on what's going on here in your current situation, right? So totally, like true. You're still taking energy and bandwidth away from what you're trying to accomplish because you're so worried about the current situation or judgment or environments from the people close to you. And once you kind of cut that anchor, and you can run a little bit faster, a little bit more free, absolutely. Right? So what you get with the inner circle, you guys, and why it's special is you do get 2 Zoom calls a month. You are a part of a closed Facebook group. You have access to one-on-one coaching with some of our staff members, right? Corey hops on calls. These are people that have helped us do some of the stuff that you see us doing, right? Like me and Kel don't just build. We have people that we surround ourselves with, right? Create our own environments to where they're helping us accomplish some of the things that you see us accomplishing, and you'll have access to some of those staff members. Me and Kel have hopped on calls with plenty of people at the exact same time.
Someone posted in the group the other day of like something specific they're struggling with on starting to market and advertise their business differently. And I'm like, dude, you got a ton of brilliant minds in marketing in here. And I'll jump on a call with you as well. He DM'd me. We're hopping on a call. He's on my schedule. And so it really is sometimes simple as asking once you're in the community. Yeah,
it is. You also have access to an app with various channels. There's one called Move Your Body. It's daily accountability. There's, whatever it is, power of reading, right? So whatever you're reading, there's takeaways. People are putting their takeaways in that. So you get other people's takeaways from some of the books or chapters that they're reading, as well as you contribute, right? The part of the growth that you'll experience is also giving and serving, right? You want the ground to be super fertile that you're in, or the environment to be fertile that you're in. So the only way that happens is if you're not coming in and just taking, like, post a picture of you moving your body every single day, or you having that takeaway out of the book, right? Celebrating a win. There's a Celebrate a Win channel, right? There's a Learn and Ask channel. Either you just learn something you can put in there that you think would be beneficial to other people, or you can ask questions, right? There's a Connect to Your Creator. If you feel like that you've done well financially, but you're lacking spiritually, cool. Like there's like... These are all normal things, right? Like we go so heavy in one side of our business or in business that we lose sight of our family. We lose sight of our health. We lose sight of our spirituality, or wondering if there's something more, because we start making it and feeling like that there's more left, right? Feeling kind of hollow with where we're at in life and lost, even though we've maybe seen some success, right? And so again, being a part of a community and having that camaraderie, having access to these various channels inside the RBO app that we have is like, it's super cool because it's full of positivity. You don't have to hop on Facebook and get sucked into the whole of social media, and you're just only seeing people that you want to see and that you want to support, not getting 30,000 suggestions and a million different ads, right? And so we did that on purpose, just to create an environment that is of growth, that's positive, where people support. Like, it's super important that you have that, because whatever you're currently dealing with, the volume is only on that going to get turned up as you continue to grow in your business.
Totally.
So if you feel like you're about to break, guess what? You're going to need to find some camaraderie, a community, some sort of support, whether it's in your local area. And if you don't know who that is or where to go, it's something like this, the Inner Circle, or our mastermind. Like, find these environments that you can put yourself in where you know it's going to be supportive, you know it's going to be positive. So when you're feeling those moments, you have that go-to place, right?
Absolutely.
Opportunities to network with our mastermind members as well as being a part of the Inner Circle, right? They're in this app with you. And so you get to learn and ask questions from them. They hop on calls as well. They're there to support.
There's been some pretty cool alliances created amongst businesses and serving
in
each
the same
other,
industry.
sending each other business. It's amazing.
As well as opportunities to be invited to some more private dinners with our higher end, high tier mastermind members as well. When we do some of these meetups on, at the end of the day, we go to nice, restaurants and sit down and eat and break bread. Like back in the day, that was like a sign of like, hey, I invite you to come eat with me in my home. And that's what the kings used to do back in the day, right? Is like get a big table full of food and they get to enjoy each other's company, kind of breaking bread with each other. And so there's a lot of cool opportunities just being a part of the Inner Circle. But in reality, it's not necessarily about me and Kel. It's really about the community. They're what have made it special. And when any mastermind or any community that we've been a part of, like even if the leader is awesome and they're really, really cool or whatever, and you aspire to be like them and have the house they have or drive what they drive or make what they make, if the community's shit, guess what? You're putting yourself in a shitty environment if you feel less than or this or, whatever. Like that doesn't feel good and you're going to want to remove yourself from that environment. And so the people that are inside the group is really what makes it special. And, we are looking for other people that, one, want to give support, want to give hand claps, want to celebrate some of their wins, as well as have the support that they need when those moments of doubt or struggle or loneliness or whatever it is that you're going through happens, because it just will happen. It's just part of the journey. And nobody can go through that for you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have the support while you're going through it. Right.
Absolutely.
So
what have we built for them to apply?
They would go to joinrbo.com. Guys, the $197 a month price point, this is the last time that you'll see that. There's an opportunity for you to be able to pay for a year up front. It's under a couple $1,000 so that you don't have a monthly payment. And there's also going to be an opportunity for a lifetime membership as well, just so that you pay one fee and you're in the Inner Circle forever. The value, all of that is already there. It's built. You're walking into something that's already special. And so as it continues to grow and it continues to be as special as we know it is, the price will continue to increase, right? And so there will be a lifetime opportunity as well. If you just want to pay a one-time fee and be a part of the Inner Circle for life, you have that opportunity as well. So we're giving you options for wherever you're at in life, but we would love to see you in there. We would love to see you in the app. We'd love to see you in the closed Facebook group. We would love to love on you and give you the support that you need when you need it, whether it's just questions, whether you're, having a down moment or doubting yourself in that part of your business. Like a lot of the times, like they know what they need to do. And then you say, oh, you should do that. Well, yeah, that's what I was going to do, but it just feels good to like have somebody co-sign for you, right? To where they validate what it is that you were already going to do. Anyways, we were in Whistler, Canada, and Ed and Andy, I don't remember what it was on stage. They were talking about something and we were like bumping each other. We're like, dude, we're already doing that shit. Like, and it just felt good hearing it from somebody that's so much further down the path than us, validate where we're at and the actions that we're currently taking, because you always doubt the actions, right? Because it's a new action. It's something different. And so
on the right track.
Yeah. Like just the validation of that, hey, you're doing the right thing. Yes. The call, like, hey, tell me to not be a bitch, to sign this, like, don't be a bitch. So he signed the lease and, he's happy about it, right? And so he's growing into it. And so RBOinnercircle.com, guys, we'd love to see you in there. We've loved to continue to see the support that you guys have given us through some of the reviews that you guys have given us. If you haven't done that yet, please rate and review the show so that it continues to grow. Other than that, guys, keep kicking ass. We'll see you next week.
Peace.